All right. Hey, Cloud Go-to-Market XP. Great to see you on day two. I am excited to welcome my friend and the leader of Ultimate Partners, Vince Menzione. And last week, some of you may have heard there was a big event, Ultimate Partner Live, on Microsoft's campus that Vince and team put on. It was a tremendous event. I actually got to spend a couple days up there, and we wanted Vince just to give a highlight reel because so much was covered, and
So
we had a
much.
tiny window. So we're like, all right, Vince, let's jam the highlight reel into 7 minutes. So excited for you to be here.
All right, 7 minutes. We'll start counting. John, so good to see you again. What an incredible couple days we had, right? Thursday and Friday. We brought the energy to the Microsoft. I think for a lot of people, it was the very first time at the Microsoft Conference Center. We were in the same room that Bill G, Steve Ballmer, Satya, that's
There's
where
a
they
piece
used
of
to
the
meet.
Berlin Wall, like which I mean, it was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it was incredible. And we were very blessed and fortunate to have several leaders from Microsoft. Nicole Deason kicked us off, made several announcements about the CSP program. If you haven't been following along, go check that out. There's some big announcements about enriching the program and really focusing in on partners with competencies. Lots of great announcements there. She was followed by Cyril Belikoff. And for those of you who don't know Cyril is now the new leader of the marketplace movement at Microsoft. And what Microsoft did, this was kind of like the big thing that wasn't said in the room, but was implied in the room. Microsoft has made a big investment in marketplace. They are finally signaling to the market that they're investing in a big way. Cyril was already responsible for all the investments made in the partner community and around Azure Core. And so Microsoft recognized they needed to do some things to amp that up. And they're making some big investments in marketplace, some things we can't talk about yet, but it was great to have Cyril on stage for the first time in front of a partner crowd. And we talked about how marketplace has doubled in revenue, the importance of it, the co-selling initiative, all the great work that's going on, multi-party becoming even more and more a thing at Microsoft. Microsoft is not running around blind. They're seeing the big opportunity here. And John was on stage with me right afterwards with Cohesity with Sean. It was great to spend some time talking about Tackle's perspective, because you have a very rich perspective, as can you tell from being at this event the last couple of days on marketplace. So it was really great to see Microsoft lean in a big way. We also had Sandy Gupta, who is one of the leaders in the ISV business, which now they call software development companies. Sandy joined us on stage with NVIDIA. A lot of talk about agentic AI and the investments there. This will also flow into marketplace. And then we were joined by two leaders in the SMB market that are starting to play in this marketplace world. And John, I know you've been having some conversations and engagement with some of these as well. Pax 8 was in the room, and then
Yeah,
Ingram
they
was in
actually
the
did a
room.
talk yesterday, a
That's
quick
right.
like talk yesterday.
So this is important too, because they're starting to kind of take this and help the SMB market, some of these smaller organizations, some of these smaller partners light up these customers in the same way some of the bigger customers are being lit up. So really there's a huge market out there that has been under tapped, I guess, for lack of a better term, right? So a lot of great things happening on that side. We had Lori Borg, who is the new go-to-market leader for the Americas, which is almost 50% of Microsoft's partner business on day two. So we took all the changes going on, and then we talked on day two about embracing the change. And really great event. It was so great to have Tackle front and center. You also led a workshop, in fact. A lot of people weren't running around with notebooks, taking lots of notes in those sessions. I heard a lot of
Yeah, the
positive
amazing
things. Yeah,
Colton and Rebecca from Tackle, way smarter than me
yes,
about Cloud Go-to-Market. It was
yes,
fun to have them on stage.
yeah. So really terrific event. I want to thank Tackle for their participation, sponsorship, and support of all the Ultimate Partner events. We think we're doing something really unique here because we see this hyperscaler growth and are really focused in on the partners, the same partners you focus in on, and helping them better understand and enrich their businesses and achieve their greatest results. And it's having leaders like you in the room. It's having some of the experts on co-selling and go-to-market strategies also in the room to help these partners be successful.
And what's next? I mean, what's next? You guys have because I do think the ultimate partner community is definitely a center of gravity for Microsoft knowledge, and I think you even said it, like Microsoft saying they're committed to doing more. They're leaning in more and harder. And I think there's actually probably a knowledge gap in the industry around that you all are helping close. But what's next for Ultimate Partner this year?
We are going to do some digital things over the summer, early fall. So there's this little bit of a lull that happens in this July, August timeframe. But we will be back probably in Boca doing something. And then we have a couple of live events coming up this fall. We have an event in Washington, D.C. It's not public sector focused. It just happens to be our East Coast location. Tackle will be in the room again. We'll have several leaders from Microsoft. We'll also have some of the other guys in the room. AWS and Google will all be sponsoring this next event. So all three will be in the room. That'll be the end of October, the weekend of the 28th, 29th, and 30th, I believe are the dates. And then we're planning something in San Francisco around mid-November to be announced, but it will feature one of the hyperscalers and potentially at one of the hyperscalers events or locations. So we've got two more here. That's it. We're just announcing here. So 2 more major events this year. We got 2 more major events. And then back in Feb, we'll be back in Boca again, like you've been in Boca before. We will continue to do at least 4 events. We are also going to make a little bit of a roadshow this summer, later summer, to be announced as well. So lots of great things happening in Ultimate Partner and in partnership with Tackle. So great to work with you, John.
Yeah, and Vince puts out a pretty awesome podcast. For those of you that haven't followed along, I've been a fortunate guest a couple times, but I mean, typically he has leaders from across the industry, across the clouds. I think it's a tremendous spot you can all learn from. What's the podcast? How can people find that?
It's called The Ultimate Guide to Partnering. We're in our 9th year. We went from doing it like this style, and now we have a studio in Boca Raton. You've been there, John. And we now do a live video feed, highly produced, really great leaders. Nina Harding is going to be our next guest in Boca in a couple of weeks. But we're taking a lot of the great content coming out of the Ultimate Partner Live event, and we're going to be bringing that out to you because there were a lot of great fireside chats and discussions like I had with John that are really worth sharing with the community. So expect to see some of that. UltimateGuideToPartnering.com or theultimatepartner.com. You'll find links to the website, to the podcast as well, and then also awesome. Our YouTube channel, Ultimate Partner. So.
Beauty. Well, thank you, Vince, for everything you and your team do for the community to help educate them. This is a fast-moving space. We all got to work together to just continue to increase knowledge across the ecosystem. So we can't thank you all enough for being here and doing this quick highlight.
Thank you, John. And like I said, 3-4 months from now, it'll already have changed, right? New things are going to happen. It's happening so quick, this tectonic shifts. So partners really need to embrace what's going on, but lean in and understand the signals that are coming. Then separate the signal from the noise. So
awesome. All right. Well, let everyone get to the next session. Thanks so much. Talk soon.